Boy, did I fuck up.
Over a week to film, and I haven't vlogged since Tuesday. Okay, Blue Exorcist is a manga series that started in 2009. It is published monthly in, I think, Shonen Jump. So it is being currently published online, and I just wanted to do this so that I could get as caught up as quickly as possible because I really enjoy the anime, which I've now seen 2 times. It follows Rin and his brother Yukio, who were conceived by Satan to a woman called Yuri Egan. Rin has inherited the flame of Satan and Satan's power, but Yukio has not for some reason. They were raised by an exorcist named Shiro Fujimoto, and after Rin awakens his power and Shiro dies, saving Rin from Satan, Rin becomes an exorcist to save his life, and he goes to True Cross Academy, where he discovers that Yukio has known about this the entire time. There is a couple other characters who are really important. Mephistopheles, who is a demon. He is the Ball King of Time. He is the head of the Japan branch of the Knights of the True Cross, and he is also the president of the school. There is Ryuji Suguro. He is the only son of the head priest of the Miyota sect. There is dumb baby Renzo Shima, who is one of Suguro's friends. He came to the cram school with Suguro and is training to become an exorcist, and he is the son of one of the other families at the Miyota temple, and he's like the baby son. Shura Kirigakure, who was a student and apprentice of Shiro Fujimoto's and is now in charge of Rin's training and the well-being of Yukio. And then there is Izumo Kamaki, and she is another student at the cram school, and she's very aloof and standoffish. Also on this cover we've got Konokomaru Miwa, who is another one of Suguro's friends, and Shiami Moriyama, who is the daughter of the woman who owns and runs the supply shop for the exorcists, and they are also becoming exorcists. I just think that is a little bit of a better introduction than I ever gave, and I hope that that's better. And then I'm gonna cut. You can see the vlog. I hope you enjoy it. Also, I cut my hair and dyed my sister's hair, so my hands are purple for this bit. They won't be, and I'll have longer hair. And then when I come back to the end, this is what you have to look at again, so just be warned. Hello. I have now received all 23 volumes of Blue Exorcist by Kazuo Kato, and I am going to read them. Kat from Paperback Dreams did a vlog of her reading Saga, and this is the same thing, but worse. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna reread the first 10 volumes, which I just read like last week. Then we're gonna move on, right? Okay, cool.
Pick up the phone, make your bed, eat some toast. If reminding's what you needed, then here's your post-it note. Sing a new song that's been there all along. Throw it out into the distance. There's no way to sing it wrong. Buddy, you just need to go home. And I think maybe you just miss your mom.
Ladies, this is what happens when you issue 15-year-olds firearms. They immediately point at their bro. That was volume 1 of Blue Exorcist, which is of course now the second time I've read it, and I also have watched the anime twice. So, like I think I said in my wrap-up, the anime is a really faithful adaptation of the manga, but it is very enjoyable. In this one, Rin finds out that he's the son of Satan, and he after the death of his adopted father, goes to True Cross Academy to learn to become an exorcist. This is the only way that he is going to be allowed to stay alive, because otherwise he is a big threat. When he is there, he finds out that Yukio has known that he has been the son of Satan basically their entire lives, and has recently became an exorcist 2 years ago, and is the youngest exorcist ever. And he is teaching their class, which is definitely a bad idea. Want to know who thought not only issuing a 15-year-old a firearm, but letting him teach his twin brother things. Like, I don't know who thought that would be a good idea, but it's very cute. I'm gonna wash my face. It's like 8:15. Yeah, I'm gonna wash my face. I have an eye infection, which is a great thing to have, so I have to go put eye drops in. And then I'll start on volume 2. Hello. It is 11:30 on Saturday, and I have finished volume 2. The pages Rin and his exorcist class are going to take their X-Wire exam. They encounter some ghouls that seem hell-bent on killing Rin because he is the son of Satan. Mephisto is in on it, so that's not good. I think our resident 15-year-old in charge should be a little bit more suspicious of him. We definitely start to see like how nervous Yukio is about Rin being awoken to his power and the amount of ridiculous responsibility that Yukio now has. I think at the end of the volume 1, Yukio like swears that he's going to take Father Fujimoto's place as like this protector of Rin. This is the first volume that we get to meet Rin's classmates. There's Ryuji Suguro. He is the heir to a temple, and he brought his 2 friends with him, Shima and Konokomaru. Suguro is very intense. He takes being an exorcist very seriously, and he doesn't like people questioning him or his reason to be an exorcist, or he doesn't even want to be around people who don't take it seriously. So he feels like Rin doesn't take it seriously, and upset by that. Also, there is Paku and Kamiki. Paku is Kamiki's best friend, and she leaves the cram school, and Kamiki is she's got a bad attitude, and she's kind of a bully, and she's kind of mean, but she's very smart, and she likes to pick fights. I think she likes picking fights with people, which makes her better than everybody else. And Shiemi is also enters the cram school at the end of volume 1 after Rin and Yukio save her from her the demon she made a deal with. It's fine, and she's very nervous about going to school, but she's learning to trust in herself. Very cute. I have to go help my mom unload groceries, and I'll be right back.
It's just called being a person. I never planned for this. The sun feels nice through the window with a view. It's fine being a person, 'cause I got to meet you. Buddy, you just need to find home, and I think maybe you just miss your mom. I'm a dumb teen boy, I eat sticks and rocks and mud. I don't care about the government, and I really need a hug. I feel stupid, ugly, pretend it doesn't bother me. I'm not very strong, but I'll fuck you up if you're mean to bugs. With you, I really like your spotty sweater. Ladybugs are girls, how do you make kids together? What's it like in a female world? I bet it's just so much better. I just turned 14 and I think this year I'm gonna be mean. Don't mess with me, I'm a big boy now and I'm very scary. I punch my walls, stay out at night, and I do karate. Don't message me, cause I won't reply, I wanna make you cry. Ain't that how it's supposed to be, though it isn't me. Boys will be bugs, right? Boys will be bugs, right? I'm a dumb teen boy, all I wanna do is quit. My mom told me that she's worried and I couldn't give a shit. I have friends who understand me. The names are
Starting to show you this fucking little art of Rin and Yukio and Father Fujimoto, and you can't hear me. And look how fucking cute they are. Oh my god, I love like the little baby versions of them. I'll have more to say in just a second, but like, oh my god. Rin is having an issue and he's gonna go out and he doesn't want to wake up Yukio, but Yukio is awake.
even better yet. Block it out and never feel it. I just turned 14 and I think I know everything. Don't mess with me, I'm a big boy now and I'm very scary. I punch my walls, stay out at night, and I do karate. Don't message me, cause I won't reply, I wanna make you cry. Ain't that how it's supposed to be, though it isn't me. Boys will be bugs, right? Boys will be bugs, right? Just turned 14 and I think this year I'm gonna be me. Just turned 14 and I think I know everything. Just turned 14 and I think this year I'm gonna be me. Just turned 14 and I think the world revolves around me.
This volume, the recently crowned X-Wires go on a couple of missions wherein it gets a familiar, a demon cat named Kuro, who used to be Father Fujimoto's familiar, and they go camping. Before they go camping, they go on a mission to an amusement park to get rid of a ghost, and Shami is able to exorcise that ghost. And Rin's power is revealed to the Vatican. There was my favorite character, Shura Kirigakure, has been undercover looking for suspicious behavior, and she rescues Rin from Maimon, King of Earth. And it used to be Father Fujimoto's apprentice, and she has agreed to train Rin and protect him. So now Rin's got like a bunch of people who are looking to protect him. Thing is, the only two people I trust are Yukio and Shura. This is the beginning of the camping arc, where they are going to take an exam, and Rin is like, oh my god, I have friends now. I've never had friends before. It's because I used to beat everybody up and people didn't like that. He had super baby strength and a lot of anger issues as a little baby. He didn't ask to be born. He didn't ask to be born the son of Satan, and he certainly doesn't want to have these demon powers. He doesn't know how to control them. Next few volumes are going to be about Rin learning to accept and control his flame. But right now it's really scary, and he felt like he was making progress with his like ridiculous anger issues, just like beating people up when he felt like it. Now he feels like he hasn't made any progress at all, and it's very sad. It makes me feel emotions. I don't enjoy feeling emotions. Okay, I have to go. I'm gonna go eat lunch, and then I'm gonna read volume 4. Volume 4 complete. In this volume, they go on their fucking camping trip, and Rin gets fucked up by a Maimon. Did I say his name right? A Maimon? He is revealed to be the son of Satan to his classmates, and he has to enter a special training program, and he has to pass his test in 6 months. Highlights are Yukio. People, mostly Shiro, desperately trying to get Yukio to like have a feeling, but he is determined not to. Rin is being sentenced to death. He's like gonna die in 6 months if he doesn't pass the exam, or he's gonna die now. Those are the options. It does not looking good, and Rin just can't fucking take it seriously because he's a 15-year-old boy, and he like knows that like there's only so much you can really worry about. He's gonna do his best. But he can't like change anything else about his situation. But Yukio is like a control freak. So I made a vow to my dead father that I would protect my brother, and I cannot do that because people keep manipulating me because I'm 15. Honestly, I love Rin. I think he's like so fucking super cute, and I love like a character who's got like he's like a god powers, and they're like trying to figure out how to use them. Like that's really up my alley. But I think Yukio is really interesting because he's so devoted out of like duty to his brother. He can't even like bring himself to be anything but cold because the situation is so stressful. Also, he's like a child. He is a child, and he does not need all of this stress. I'm taking his firearm. So volume 5 starts the Kyoto saga, which is like the second season of the anime, and they're gonna go fight the Impure King, and Rin's gonna try to deal with his blue flames, and we're gonna get some Yukio stuff. So I might read that. I have to finish doing my laundry. I might read that this afternoon or tomorrow, and then it's good stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited to start reading like the 13 volumes that I haven't read yet. So you probably can't tell, but I did cut my hair last night. So I only read volumes 5 and 6 today. In volume 5, we get the start of the Kyoto saga, where they receive word, or they intercept somebody trying to steal the two eyes of the Impure King, which was a demon that was defeated in the mid 1800s. One of the eyes is in Truco's Academy, the Deep Keep, and the other one is in Kyoto, which is where Shima, Konokomaru, and Suguro are from. Suguro's dad is the head priest at this temple, and Shima's dad is the director of the Kyoto field office. This is like the kind of story that I like. It's about like generations of people coming together and like upholding their family lineage. We meet Shima's family. He's got 2 older brothers who feature prominently in these issues. We get to see Suguro's family in these 2 issues. For the Impure King is this threat that they're trying to prevent, and meanwhile Rin is entered his training so that he does not get killed in the next 6 months. Unfortunately, you know, he's having trouble with the rest of his exorcist class because they don't trust him for reasons like he catches on fire when he's upset. You know, that's fair. The one of the eyes, the one that's in Kyoto, gets stolen, and we find out who is behind it, and we have a moment that I fucking adore. Suguro confronts his dad, and he gets really upset because something's up with Papa Suguro. He doesn't, like, nobody really knows what's up. Suguro's just trying to, like, get answers out of his dad, and, you know, he says some things that Rin is not happy about, and Rin loses his cool, and he tries to just deal with his problems the way he had been dealing with them before he could burst into flames when he got upset, which is to beat the shit out of them. So that lets everybody know that he's the son of Satan and that he is not learning emotional control or control over his flames, which he has been diligently practicing. His execution may be moved up. That is what happens in Volume 6 and also in Volume 5. They also get a letter from Suguro's dad. They are learning about we're getting some blanks filled in about their boys, the boys, Yukio and Rin's, like, past, and their dad, not Satan, their dad, but Fujimoto, Shiro, their dad. But I do want to say that, like, there's also this bonus story at the end of Volume 6 that's about, like, Rin and Shemi and Yukio fighting a demon train, and, like, where Rin's, like, what his motivations really are. Like, Yukio's been in this for so long, like, it's a job to him, and he's very serious about it, and he's a very serious young guy. He wants to be able to do his job, and he wants to be able to do it well. He's been an exorcist since he's been 13. He's the youngest exorcist of his standing, and he's very talented, and he has a lot of shit to deal with. And Rin actually doesn't have to deal with a lot of the shit that Yukio has to deal with, even though Rin's the one who catches it on fire. So, like, we get to see, like, kind of how the brothers deal with the same situation very differently, and that's just, like, a tiny little example of it. But also, I'd like to draw our attention to now, up to Volume 6, Yukio has drawn his, pointed his weapon at Rin twice, and that's pretty iconic of him because it's, I think, really hard. I mean, these are young adult stories, like, they curse very little, hell, damn, shit. The stories are really fun, centered on the importance of friendship and how, like, really, like, friends, maybe the good place was friends this whole time. It's very obvious, like, what this story is about. It's about how in the hardest and darkest times, like, you have friends and you have to be able to trust them and count on them to be able to do anything good. So for that reason, like, I think, like, these boys being 15 isn't that big of a deal, and it's part of the reason why, like, it's so easy to forget, like, how young they are. Except that very often, usually an older character, usually like Shura, goes like, Yukio, you need to fucking calm down. You're only 15 years old. You're like, really, in the grand scheme of things, just a baby. I think with Rin, it's not that easy to forget, and I think a lot of the other characters feel like teenagers, like, they act and they react to things as if they are teenagers, and Yukio does not. He does not, and I think if you weren't surrounded by characters who didn't, you would just be like, oh, this is just, like, how a YA hero acts. However, it's not, so sometimes it's really hard to be like, oh, well, Yukio's only 15. He's only 15. Rin is his twin brother. Rin is his older twin brother. And he's a fucking baby. Anyway, my point is, who issued this 15-year-old a fire art? So I've got some other things I want to, like, read tonight. And I will just fucking catch you then. My phone has very little storage on it, so the vlogging portion of this is probably over. See ya. I have now completed volume 7. In this volume, we get to see the impure king get awakened and read the end of Tatsumi Suguro's letter to Rin asking him to help defeat the impure king, which has been awakened and is now going to consume Kyoto. There's like this very sweet moment at the end of this volume where Tatsuma is teaching Ryuji the sutra that will like defeat it, and I think it's just so sweet. I don't really know how to explain like how sweet I think it is, but I really do. So I'm gonna go check my email to make sure that I'm not desperately needed. Go back to work and then read volume 8. Maybe I'll read volume 9. Maybe I'll read volume 10. I think in volume 9, Yukio pulls the gun on Rin again. So that's really what I'm like looking for. Well, alright, bye. I did in fact finish volume 8 of Blue Exorcist. I finished part of volume 9. And I'm gonna check in now. I finished the Impure King arc, as it were, or the Kyoto saga. In volume 8, we get some fucking classics, like Yukio discovering his fucking demon power. Well, discovering I think is the wrong word. I think for the first time, like tapping into that and giving into some of the more bitterness and resentment that he feels towards Rin, and just like being very frustrated and very tired from the whole situation. Things, you know, and anyway, so like I finished it and I love it and I think it's so fucking cute, but I'm very ready to move on. Draw everyone's attention to Pat. Please let my son sleep. Oh my god. I think what I was saying earlier is like how, earlier being yesterday, how like cute and how babyish like everybody in this, all the characters in this story are, and that's not like a criticism, that's like a strength of it. But they are just like 15-year-olds. They don't know themselves very well, and it's so good. I like still think, like, even though I guess this is the 4th time I've like read this story, and like the 4th time in a very the 3rd time in 3 months that I've gone through this arc, I still think like my favorite part, this like, it's so great. Well, first of all, I love that pat, but it's very cute. My favorite part is like Rin using his flame, thinking about how when he's been able to control it and like learning to control it and accept his demon powers. I'm glad that Shura is very suspicious of Mephisto. I'm very suspicious of Mephisto. I still, like, I've watched the anime and I still don't really know what his deal is. Alright, wait, can you even see? They're spelling Satan. And you even get like a little smile from Yukio. He's being very excited to spell Satan behind Rin when they're in Kyoto, because they keep doing whatever Rin wants, because like, if we don't do what Satan says, then he's gonna burn us. My workday is over. It's so light out and nice out, so I'm gonna go for like a little walk and then we'll see. I don't know, I just like I want, you know, checking in. Kyoto saga done. My boy's struggling. Yukio having bad day after bad day after bad day. Alright. I did read volume 9, the second half of volume 9. And they fight a kraken. That's basically it. Rin and Yukio finally, like, they have a conversation about, like, Rin and his demon powers. Yukio's going through a lot. You really think that Rin, the boy who catches on fire, is going through a lot? I already kind of talked about this. He hates himself. He hates himself. Rin is kind of like really frustrated, and every time he does anything, Yukio's like, stop it, stop doing it, stop being yourself, stop it. And, you know, I think it's really hard for anybody to be, to not take that personally. And Rin is just like, what do you hate about me? He's like, I don't hate you. Well, he doesn't actually says that. He says, I hate that you're a demon, more or less. And that hurts. That hurts. Because Rin, he's moved on. He's like, yep, I'm a demon. That's how things are now. Yu hates that part of himself. It killed, his father. It killed their father. It's killed lots of people. It's something he can't control. I've decided that Yu is definitely a control freak. Anyway, just thought I'd share. I need to edit this. I'm at work. Look at what I did to my nails. Horrifying. Okay, bye. I finished volume 23 yesterday, and I did vlog a little bit earlier in the week, but I lost the footage. Volume 10, the kids go back to school, and they are stunned to find out more and more people can see demons. What is the reason for the demons being seen? Oh, it's a Gehenna Gate. It's been artificially opened. Who do we think opened the Gehenna Gate? It's the Illuminati. Volume 11, the Illuminati has opened an artificial Gehenna Gate. They didn't even know that was possible. Okay, so what do? Well, there's nothing we can do. Mephisto puts a time barrier over it, and the exorcists, ex-squires, have to defeat the demons that have infiltrated the school because of the increase in demons that are around. Yukio is extremely busy, but he's also having a bad time. He, begins this by learning that Rin got a 0 on a quiz, and also having a nervous breakdown because his eye flashed blue when he was fighting Toto. But the first half of this, fun. The second half, also fun. So, not fun for Yu-Gi-Oh! Who's having a nervous breakdown. But the second half, the kids, they're going to have a school festival, and Rin is really excited, and he wants to go to the dance because there's going to be a lot of fun artists there, but you have to have a date. So he and Shima spend a lot of time looking for a girl to take to the dance. To no avail, all of the girls already have dates. They waited too long. And he really wants to take Shiemi. And so he approaches Shiemi, and he's like, oh my god, Shiemi, I want to talk to you about the dance. And she's like, Rin, I want to talk to you about the dance. I want to take Yukio. Oh no. So Rin does not. He swears off going to the dance, and instead he decides he will just have his food cart, and he's going to invite Izumo to help on it. She's decided she doesn't like people. She doesn't come because she's being sad. And then we find out that the Illuminati is going to kidnap a student. Which student is it? It's Izumo Kamiki. Izumo Kamiki, the girl with the 2 fox familiars? Yes, her. At the end of volume 11, she's taken aside by the other student in her class. I don't even know what his name is. Takara, and she's getting kidnapped by the Illuminati, and all of her classmates are rushing to save her. Shima gets to her first, and then you missed my extremely exciting reaction to finding out that Shima was a fucking traitor. He's a spy for the Illuminati. He knocked out Takara, who's a spy for Mephisto. I felt like a fool. The most important part of this volume is that we learn Kamiki's backstory, which is that her mom was this head priestess of a temple that guarded a really high level demon that basically was very dangerous, and has high regenerative abilities. And her mom was kind of a bad mom, and she kind of neglected her her 2 daughters, Izumo and her younger sister, Tsukumo, was kind of aloof and just kind of did what she wanted, but she was still good at being the head priestess, all things considered. And then one day she's talking to their father, and he's like, I wish those girls had never been born, and I hate them. I've never met them, and I hate them. Kamiki's mom is heartbroken by this revelation and is like, if only you girls had never been born, I could be with the love of my life. And she gets possessed by the Nine-Tailed Fox, which is the demon that they're keeping. Kamiki is terrified by this, and she begs the Illuminati to help her mother, but they capture all of them, and that is what we cover in volume 13 in terms of flashbacks, what the Illuminati is doing to Kamiki and what they want to do to Kamiki and why they're doing it. Why are they doing it? Well, they're capturing high-level demons with high regenerative abilities because they are making an elixir for immortality, because high-level demons like Mephisto, Lucifer, who is not Satan, Amaimon, and even Satan can't inhabit human bodies because they're too powerful and the human bodies just degenerate. Because Izumo is the next person in this bloodline who is supposed to be able to control the nine-tailed fox. She is a perfect vessel for the nine-tailed fox to be able to inhabit her or possess her, and they should be able to do experiments on her. For some reason, she's not as receptive to this as they would like. The other exorcists go to Kamiki's hometown, and in order to rescue her and also Shima, because they don't really understand what's happened to Shima, but they run into some zombies that they're these first subjects that the elixir has been tested on. In 14, they fight the zombies and they sort of win, and they're continuing on their rescue mission of Kamiki, who is not allowed, but the nine-tailed fox has possessed her, and it's kind of like not working very well because for some reason she's not as receptive to possession as she was 5 years ago when they first tested her, and it's kind of like devouring her. She's very scared because Shima destroyed her familiars, or so she thinks. She completely still doesn't have any confidence in herself or her ability to inherit her mother's legacy or her ability to control the demons, so she's very terrified. But at the last second, her mother possesses the demon again for her and saves her life, and Kamiki realizes that it was a mistake for her to always only rely on herself, and she gets the help of her familiars back, who Shima did not completely destroy. They do rescue Kamiki with the help of the other Shima brothers. They come like barging in, being like, yo, what's up? We are here to help. Well, Yukio is like, well, we should probably tell them that their brother is a traitor, but turns out they already know, and Shima is a double agent because the responsibility that we put on 15-year-olds is ridiculous. And I understand that it's partly because this is a book, like, this is a series for teenagers, and we do want to, like, tell stories about teenagers for teenagers because, like, that's fun. That's, like, just what you do in YA. But it is always like, there are adults in this organization. He's definitely not going to get himself killed. Oh my god. They're gonna let Shima spy for both of them, kind of knowing that they'll never really trust him. Shima's definitely up to something. He's trying very desperately to recruit Yukio to the Illuminati. The suspicion is now off Mephisto because he is more openly shady. I still think it's a mistake. I do not trust the man. Volume 16. This is like the good vlogging portion that just completely went missing because I talked a lot. Okay, before I start. Okay, hi. One thing I think is interesting about serial publishing is that this has been going on for 10 years, and even by the time we're in like volume 16, it's approaching 10 years. And I think that was in volume 20, I think, was when they said thank you for 10 years of Blue Exorcist. So over these 10 years, you know, I'm just saying there's a lot of time between Shima's inception as this kind of like happy-go-lucky, very not serious, kind of cowardly, but also loyal friend who is struggling with his responsibility to his family and to his friends and the decision to become an exorcist. I think I can pinpoint where she made the decision to make him an Illuminati spy, but I don't know that this is something that I would have necessarily done, and I definitely want to make clear that I don't think it was what she intended for the character. I don't think it was a bad decision either. I just don't think it's one that I would have made, and it like genuinely wrecked me for like 2 days. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Okay, that's what I wanted to say, and I was gonna say it yesterday when I was doing my speed run of all of the rest of it, but I decided it wasn't important and I was wrong about it. Okay. We begin with chapter 68, Naked Festival. Mephisto's like, boys, take a holiday and go to a bathhouse. And I just think that's really important because every time it's just Rin and Yukio in like cover art, Yukio always looks so fucking exhausted, and Rin looks like he has no idea what's going on. When they're at the bathhouse, Rin is just like, remember, Yukio, I am your brother, and I am here for you, and if you ever need to talk to me about anything, I am here. I'm here for you. I am here for you. Brother Rin, do you remember me? I burst into flames when I get upset. Anyway, the other thing that happens in the first part of this volume is that Shiemi, like, everybody's starting to notice that Yukio seems a little bit off, a little bit really stressed out, a little bit tired, and Shiemi's like, hey Rin, do you think Yukio's acting weird? And Rin is like, yes. And she's like, why don't you talk to him? And Rin is like, well, he will not. Every time I try, and he does try several times, he just nothing. And Rin comes up with this very upsetting revelation, which is that Yukio's always been like this. He hates to lose. So my observation that Yukio is a control freak was right on. Here's a little art of Yukio trying, like, getting upset that Rin is saving him from bullies. And Yukio wants to try and recreate the 2 times now that his demon powers supposedly have acted up. Both of those times have been when he has been in mortal danger. So that really stressed me out. It stressed me the fuck out because he is so insistent that he wants to be stronger than his brother, and he is going to put his life in danger to do it. And also, meanwhile, Suguro, it wants to become, this is Lewin Lightning. He's a very powerful exorcist. Suguro really respects him before he gets to know him, and he wants to become this guy's apprentice. So that is an ongoing story in this volume, as well as Yukio doing things like... Also, another subplot is that Rin and Shiemi are, like, trying to talk about each other's feelings, like, romantically, and it's going badly for them. Moving on. At the end of volume 16, they get word that Shura is in danger, so they have to go to where she is from and rescue her. We find out about Shura's backstory, which is that she is a woman in a long generation of women who are, like, devoted, sold to the snake demon. He wants them to give him a child. They want him so that he will never have to see this woman grow old or die. Shura is just going to die at the age of 30. She's 26, which now actually makes a lot more sense because she always is like, don't say I'm 26, because, like, gross, who wants to be 26? But it's because if she's 26, she's almost 30. I mean, not that 26 is, like, almost 30, but it's not, like, 18. So that's how Shiro found her, terrorizing villages, and he took her away from that, and now she's back because people are looking for demons with high regenerative abilities, like this one, the snake guy on the cover. And now she is in danger, and when the boys find her, she's like, don't worry about it, I'm just gonna die, just leave. And they're like, no, Shura, you protect us, we protect you. And then she is like, doesn't matter. But they do have a plan to free her. Unfortunately, it involves Yukio shooting Rin. The boy wants to shoot his brother, just so we're all on the same page. This is the 3rd time Yukio has pulled his gun on Rin. Also, Rin now has this cute little habit of, he's named a lot of his moves with his sword, which is what Shura's been teaching him, but they're all ridiculous, like Satan Slash, Satan Bomb, Satan Campfire. I think it's adorable, and it's because he's not good at school, and he can't remember, like, long or official sounding names, so she's just given him names that he can remember, which is, like, both very funny and very sweet. Shura is like, why are these boys risking their lives for me? I don't need them to do that, they're children. Their sacrifice is, like, what leaves her to understand that her life has value, and that Shiro always just wanted her to have, like, a real life. The way, though, that they get Shura out of her contract with this demon is that Yukio says that he's going to basically take her place, and that they dissolve it, and then he dissolves his contract with Shura, but then they attack the demon before they have a chance to, like, have Yukio, like, officially take her place. Rin gives the single most understanding, if you want to talk to me, I'm here speech that I've ever seen anybody give in their entire life, and I'm just going to read you what he says to Yukio. You never tell me anything. Sometimes I want to be alone too, so if you don't want me to ask, I won't, but I have noticed something. You're hiding something. Shiemi noticed too, so remember this, if things get rough, you can rely on me. I'm worried about you. And Yukio's like, grr, I am grumpy. This is not a funny situation anymore, Anna. Stop laughing at it. There's a lot of things I really like about this volume in particular, but I also really liked any insight we get into Shiro, because he's a character who is dead but is very important in the manga, and he's important to the boys, he's important to Shura, and what kind of man he really was. You know, that's going to be called into question, but not by Rin and not by Shura. Is he just turning the boys into weapons? No, the man, he's dad material. So Suguro, he's got this fresh new cut, and he and Lightning are investigating the Illuminati. What they discover is kind of already what I've explained, that there was a section of the Knights of the True Cross 16 years ago, before the boys were born, and before that also, that was making clones, making elixirs, doing human experimentation on demons to create bodies or vessels to keep high-level demon kings alive, because they can't really inhabit this realm, which again I will explain. Don't know if I explained this. I don't think I did. It's called Asya. A Gehenna gate is just a gate to hell, because the other realm is called Gehenna. That's where the demons come from. High-level demons, really powerful ones. Satan, Lucifer, Amaimon, Mephisto can't inhabit this realm very easily. Mephisto is the Lord of Time, so he can kind of pause time around his body, but they all kind of need this elixir or a new vessel to continue to exist on this realm. And they're looking for like the perfect body, so they're making all these clones, and they need high level demons, so they're doing this. When the Blue Knight happened, which is the Blue Knight is what basically was the conception of Yukio and Rin, or the birth, I think it was the birth. It doesn't actually matter. It's when a bunch of people burst into blue flames because Satan had come to Earth. I think this is the volume where we find all of this out. Paladin, he kind of disbanded this practice of human experimentation, especially in light of like what happened on the Blue Knight. That section basically just became the Illuminati. The exorcist exam has been moved up, so everybody's got to like declare their Meister, which is what kind of powers they want when they're exorcists. And Shami is still kind of waffling between whether or not she wants to become an exorcist, but she ultimately decides on this one that she does definitely want to become an exorcist. And her mom's like, I don't know, we have to tell you something. And so she decides she's not going to become an exorcist for reasons that I still haven't gotten to. The one revelation that I didn't talk about is that Father Fujimoto is a clone for one of the, not a demon king, a different kind of demon, but the demon Azazel. He's an Azazel clone. Also, it's almost Christmas, which means one other thing. Well, it's their birthday, and they're gonna have a birthday party. It's so fun. I love that. And then at the end, Shara's like, hey boys, you want a birthday present, for your 16th birthday? And they say sure. And she's like, well, I met your mom one time. And Rin is like, okay, that's a nice story. I'm glad that you think my mom was nice. And Yukio's like, this is the worst news I've ever received in my entire life. And Rin's like, I think we should just like take it for what it is. Why do we need to know more about shit? Because I barely know things as it is. And Yukio's like, if I don't learn more about this right now, I will die. And that is their exchange. And then Yukio's like, ha ha ha, just kidding, I'm okay, don't even worry about me. Then, completely separately, they get a call that Shima, a resident bastard, his brother is getting married. We already knew this because that is something that was like, he was getting married to Mamoshi, who betrayed everybody in like volume 5, but now Juzo, Shima's oldest brother, he's getting married, but like officially, because they're like already married, but now Mamoshi is pregnant, so they have to go there. And then shit, I completely forgot a really important thing. One of the things that Suguro and Lightning were doing was they were like interrogating people, and they interrogated one of the monks where the boys grew up. And then when they were there for the funeral, Yukio overheard them saying that Lightning killed one of the people who like helped raise them. And Yukio's probably been spending the last like 2 or 3 weeks being like, fuck, 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 fuck. So Yukio does this shit. Also, you can see his arm is still in a sling, because he's still hurt from that time that he tried to rescue Shura, but then Shura had to rescue him, and he's an idiot. And then, just like, then, that's what starts to happen in volume 20. The Gehenna Gate's just, it's open. It's opening. Fuck, it's opening. And they're just demons spilling out, and so all of the exorcists are on, they're doing overtime. They're fighting demons. Well, Yukio he's like, okay, I am an exorcist, I have to leave now. And then so Yukio's gone. He finds a flash drive in the sky. He looks at it in his hands, he plugs it into a computer, finds out that Shira was a clone, flips the fuck out. And then continues fighting. It's like he's very confused, he's very tired, he still is injured, and people are like, take it easy, Yukio. Then they relieve him because he's 16. They say, you're still a minor, so you shouldn't be out so late. And Yukio's like, no, this is an emergency, I can help. And they're like, you only have one arm. Also, you're fighting recklessly. You need to leave. But then he's like, where am I supposed to go? I can't go home. I don't want to go back to the dorm or the order or the monastery. And so he just kind of is walking, and he ends up at Shiemi's house, and Shiemi's like, Yukio, it's the end of December. What are you doing walking around? And he's like, I don't really know. I'm having a bad time. Shiemi's like, dude, you don't have to like be okay all the time. And he just sort of, he kind of is just like, you can't see, but he's kind of like collapsing into her. And Yukio's like, I'm all alone. I've worked so hard to earn respect, but I don't have a place anymore. All of a sudden, I'm alone. I don't have any decent family or a single friend. So you know when you're like collapsed onto somebody and you're like, I don't have any friends. They don't like that shit. And Shiemi wisely says, I am your friend, dumbass. She does not call him a dumbass. She's too sweet to ever call him a dumbass. And she pointedly reminds him of his brother, who has been very adamant about being worried about him. So I don't know why he thinks he doesn't have any family left. Is it because he knows he's going to portray Ren in a volume in just a couple of hours? Yes. So he responds in a way that is cool and calm and measured. I don't want Rin to be worried about me. I didn't ask him to do that. I don't even think he should be. Fuck you, Yukio. He runs out of Shiemi's house and he finds himself in what looks to be an alley. And in a moment of despair, he shoots himself in the head. It doesn't work because he's got a demon in him or something. But that was a real moment of despair. That was horrifying to look at with my own two eyes. Let's keep going. Almost done here, ladies. It begins with Rin finding out what has happened between Suguro and Yukio and Shiemi and Yukio. And so his response is also cool, calm, and measured. Cool, calm, and measured. Yukio confronts Mephisto and it's like, why are you training Rin? What are you trying to do with us? What the fuck is your problem? And Mephisto says, fuck you, I don't owe you anything. And then what do these boys do? They resort to violence. That's what they do. Rin bursts into flames now, so people have been working on that with him. Rin is still rushing through the city to find Yukio because he's like, I'm gonna fucking help this kid whether he wants to help or not. And then everyone's like, Rin, you can't go rescue Yukio, like, what will happen to you? And he's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's having a problem and I'm his brother and I'm going to help him. They have an argument about what Father Fujimoto's intentions were. And Yukio's like, he never loved us. Well, he might have loved you, but he definitely never loved me. Yukio's feelings are valid, but they're not based in reality. Yukio's like, I'm going to the Illuminati. They promised me power and knowledge, the two things I need. Overly serious and sober individuals, and having a strong sense of built-in responsibility to protect and provide for others. Reserved personality of Capricorn and serious demeanor can make them appear standoffish, aloof and rigid to the point of not being fun. Capricorns are often overly critical to others. Melancholy, unforgiving, suspicious. They start having this argument about like what Father Fujimoto wanted for them, what kind of man he was. Yukio's like, he wasn't the man we thought he was. And Rin's like, no, he definitely was. That's just how they are very different. And Yukio's like, I'm going to the Illuminati. I'm going to the Illuminati because they promised me power and knowledge and fuck you. And then Rin's like, you can't do that. And then Yukio's like, nope, I can, and I'll prove it. So he shoots Rin. Rin shakes it off. He hits Yukio with the sword, and the sword breaks, and then he starts to decompose. And Rin has a little moment where he's like, I should never have been born. And evil Rin evil Rin is like, you're right, you are a threat to yourself and others, it's time for evil Rin to be in charge. And evil Rin comes out for a second, and then Rin's like, hey, fuck you, I have to be out here, so because I gotta help my friends and my brother. And he comes back as an e-boy. What we're entering the era of e-boy Rin, and I don't know how I feel. Fisto was like, okay. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. This was not part of my plan, which is surprising because it's usually always a part of his plan. Yukio's going off with the Illuminati, and Mephisto is going to give Rin an assignment, which is to spy on his parents when they were young, and that is what happens. Really learn about like the nitty-gritty of what was going on at Section 13 and like Yuri's and Shiro's upbringing in the asylum, which is what the cram school used to be called when it was like a home for orphaned children with the temptaint, which again, things I didn't explain earlier, is what a wound given by a demon is called, and it allows you to see demons, and Yukio's is that he was in the womb with Rin. And so we get as far as Yuri like on the verge of giving birth to Rin and Yukio. So that's it. I did it. I read. This vlog is over. It wasn't much of a vlog, but I hope you enjoyed the Cave Town music I put in there. I've been listening to a lot of Cave Town, so I put some of his music. It's it. Yeah, I mean, I am going to read the rest of whatever is left of this. It definitely feels like it's coming to like an end, right? Like there's not much else we can learn. I mean, once we learn everything, that's it. That'll be it. But it's really getting exciting, and I'm so sad about Yukio. That's what I think about now, all the time. Yukio Okumura. Okay. Yep. This video is over now. I'm really sorry about the sound in this one. And I will see you... Forgot my hands were verbal. Very soon.
I'm a dumb teen boy, I eat sticks and rocks and mud. I don't care about the government, and I really need a hug. I feel stupid, ugly, pretend it doesn't bother me. I'm not very strong, but I'll fuck you up if you're me.